Hello everybody, my name is Ariel. I'm a natural health practitioner, herbalist, nutritionist, and acutherapist. Today we are going to talk about how the medical grade water actually impacts weight loss, the science behind it, the different types of waters, and how this correlates with a healthy microbiome, all 11 body systems, and will help you if you are an athlete looking to lose weight or maintain healthy body composition or to support healthy hormone balance. So now we're going to talk about the foundation. It's very important we understand about the 4 pillars. So the first pillar is water, sleep, food, and exercise. All of this comprises to having a healthy quality of life and allowing you to have proper bioavailability of nutrition and rest and recovery and stress management. And so people need to understand that this is your prescription for a better quality of life. There's no magic pill. It requires a little bit of discipline and a little bit of effort on your end. This slide, we're going to talk about the 11 body systems. We have 7 up here, and we're going to talk about how much water is comprised of that body system. This is very important because many of you could be experiencing symptoms of these body systems or know somebody experiencing symptoms. But we always go to prescriptions, or we always look for a pill, or we always look for something external, but we don't take a look at our water, diet, sleep, and exercise, and nutrition. It all plays a role. And so when we're talking about the first pillar, the foundation, creating a healthy cell blueprint, you need to make sure that your water is bioavailable, which we will get to, so that you're actually absorbing it, allowing the nutrition to come in the cell and toxins to be expelled from the cell, so that the cells that comprise the body system are fully functioning, fully hydrated, and this can only be done with the proper charged water. Dr. Emoto was a doctor who looked at water underneath a microscope. Now, this is very important because not all water is the same structure. When water is in its original form, it looks like the bottom picture where it looks like a snowflake. However, when water has been destroyed, it becomes unstructured. So when it goes from negative charge to positive charge, the structure is no longer the same. And so if you think about it, if you have a key and a lock, and the key works for the lock, the key will not work on other locks. And so the water in the bottom picture only works for your cells. So the top water, it actually isn't bioavailable because the structure is not recognized by your own mitochondria, and so your body will reject it. And so the structure of water is so important to have proper hydration. It's not just about drinking water, but making sure the water is actually being absorbed by your cells. So structure plays a huge role, and Dr. Emoto studied this. Now I want you to think of your body as a fish tank, okay? You have a healthy ecosystem, a whole microbiome. You have all these things going on, all these molecules and atoms within your body system. And so everything wants to be in synergy and harmony and optimization. However, when your body is out of alignment, you start to notice body symptoms. So think of the fish tank as your body. When the fish tank starts to get really dirty and there's a lot of algae buildup and the fish are slowing down, they're not moving as fast, and they just don't look as happy in their environment, what do? Do you take the fish to the vet and put them on an antibiotic or prescription? No. Do you put a bunch of chemicals in the water to kill everything in the water and restore the pH without taking the fish out? No. You change the water, right? If you change the water, then the ecosystem goes back to synergy and everything is happy. Just like the ecosystem of our body. Remember, all our body systems are comprised of a certain amount of water, and so you want to make sure that you're absorbing that water to remove all those toxins and all that harmful waste that is creating underactive cells within those body systems. Now we're going to talk about addiction centers. Some people are highly addicted to sodas, coffee, alcohol. I see this all the time in my practice with my clients. It is so crucial that you start to eliminate these out of your diet. Remember, pick your poison, don't pick too many, don't do it too often, and reset often. If you're not thriving and you're starting to notice that you're getting aches with your hips and shoulders, you're having digestive issues, low energy, sleep issues, skin issues, hormone issues, etc., start by removing some of those harmful beverages and cut it out for a while and really allow your body to go back to reset, right? And do that with the water. So what people don't realize is that the addiction centers, your body adapts. So the more acidic you become, the more you crave the things that are making you sick. And so when you are drinking the energy drinks and the sugary drinks and things that have colors and chemicals and caffeine, you're changing your pH on the inside and you're changing your blood pH, becoming acidic. And so that is creating free radicals and oxidative stress within your cellular system. And wherever those free radicals are harboring within your body system will become an underactive body system. When you have an underactive body system, it's just a straw that broke the camel's back. Eventually you'll start to have symptomology. You're going to feel weakness or imbalance within that body system. You're going to feel unwell, and the quality of your life goes down. You're not able to work out as much. You're not able to sleep as well. You're not able to remember things as quickly. Your whole body composition slows down. So if you are somebody that is partaking in these beverages, we encourage you to slowly decrease those and reset with the water. And then you can introduce those as a treat, but don't treat them every single day. So now we're going to talk about Kangen, which is Japanese for return to origin. The whole world used to be blue zones. Blue zones are areas where people who live in the blue zone, the soil is full of all the elements on the periodic table, creating beautiful, nutritious foods. The water is negative charge and it is ionized, and people are thriving because they're getting their cellular needs met. There's very limited amount of oxidative stress because their environment is suitable for an optimized life. And so Kangen means return to origin. This company has been around for about 50 years. It is a medical device used in hospitals in Europe and Japan, and it has an ISO certification, which is extremely important. So if you're ever comparing any other water to this machine, you want to make sure that you're comparing apples to apples. Compare a machine that has a medical stamp and ISO certification to another medical product. Otherwise, you're not comparing apples to apples. And if you want to learn more about blue zones, you may want to take a look at the Down to Earth episodes with Zac Efron on Netflix. A lot of really good information there. And you may want to take a look at the Kangen machine that we have here at Vitality Wellness. So like I said, there are some blue zones left. Japan, Greece, Italy, California, and Costa Rica. But if you're like myself, I live in Canada. I do not have access to blue zones. And so my water must come from a different source. I won't be able to access it from the rivers and the creeks and the mountains and things like that because the pollutants are so bad here and the toxins are so bad here that the water must go through an ionization and filtration process. So I choose to use Kangen water because of the ionization and filtration process, which allows me to have the water that's accessible in these areas. So now we're going to talk about the machine itself. If you were to open it up, it does have 7 titanium plates, and the other model has 8. These plates are so powerful, and there's also 230 watts of energy between plates that actually separates the H2O. And so now you'll notice that you have your cation and ion. And so what's happening is the different particles of the opposite charge get attracted and separated to each side. And so you'll have 2 hoses with your machine. You're going to have a top hose and a bottom hose. When the water comes from the tap through the filter and then through 8 of the different plates, and it's running along the surface area of those plates, being electrocuted with 230 watts of energy, which is specific to actually separate that water. What essentially happens now is you are restructuring the water and ionizing. We are not adding anything to the water. We are not doing anything other than electricity. So what we are doing is we are stripping the H2O and we're having the particles come out 2 different ends of the machine. You're going to be drinking the water that is highly negative charge. And the acid waste goes in the sink and that is the water that creates the oxidation and free radical damage. That's the stuff that harms your cells. That is the stuff you do not consume. So now we're going to talk about antioxidants. People understand antioxidants are very powerful because they create restoration within your cellular system in terms of free radical damage and oxidative stress, because they donate an electron against the valence shell of the atom, and they create stabilization. But there are some antioxidants that are better than others because of their atomic size. So this picture illustrates how you have your vitamin C, your coenzyme, your glutathione. There's all these different well-known antioxidants. And then if you look here, you have your tiny, tiny, tiny little hydrogen particle, which is also an antioxidant. It is the most powerful antioxidant. The reason why is because if you look at the size, it can actually pass through the blood-brain barrier, whereas the other ones can't. And so size matters in the antioxidant world if you want to optimize the brain and all 11 body systems because of the lipid bilayer. The larger antioxidants, they physically can't penetrate because of their size, so they are limited. This water will have an abundance of antioxidants per cup, and it's the smallest on the periodic table, so it's able to pass through the blood-brain barrier, creating hydration and removing any excess waste, toxins, or plaque from the body that are creating cellular underactivity. Now we're going to talk about electrons. What are electrons? Well, electrons are a stable subatomic particle with a negative charge. And so you have about different layers of electrons on the outside of an atom, and they're symmetrical so that they can orbit properly. If they become unsymmetrical, then they will actually wreck the orbit, and the atom itself will fall out of orbit, and that will affect the entire chain. So this is very, very important because we do not want destruction of the valence shell, which is the outermost shell of the atom. So when we have pollutants, toxins, things that are acidic, what's essentially happening is those are free radicals. They are pulling off the electrons on the outside of the valence shell, and that is creating a misshape of the orbit. So now things are going to start to create imbalance within that system on a cellular level. So it's very, very important to have stability and proper structure of that orbit and of that valence shell. And so this is a very important slide because a lot of people understand, well, I'll just get antioxidants from my fruits and vegetables because we know they're high in antioxidants. But we forget that antioxidants from our fruits and vegetables are only available 3 days after that they've been picked from the source. After 3 days, antioxidant levels decline. So unless you have your own garden with all 54 elements on the periodic table in the soil, you're growing it with Kangen water, you know that you're using organic seeds, and you have some kind of covering to protect it from the outside air, and then you're harvesting it and eating it within 3 days, you're not going to be able to get the antioxidant load that you need to create balance within your cellular system. And so food won't do it alone. Not nowadays. Maybe 100 years ago, but things have changed in terms of toxicity and heavy metals that are in all of our environment. So how do we get sick? A lot of people ask. Well, it always starts with low voltage of the body, right? So the more acidic you become, the more your cells become weak and vulnerable to anything that can create harm or damage to the cells. How do you know if you're dehydrated? Well, you could have signs like fatigue, anxiety, cravings, depression, migraines, and it will eventually get worse. You'll have colitis, you'll have heartburn, joint pain, autoimmune, cancer. These are all signs of mitochondrial dysfunction, which is dehydration of the mitochondria because the water is not bioavailable because it has the wrong charge. Water is crucial for a healthy, strong, optimized cells, and you have about 75 trillion cells in your body. Your cells turn over every 25 days on average based on what you eat, drink, and your stress response. So it's very, very important that you're having proper bioavailability of your water and you're drinking your proper amounts of water. You should have 1 liter for 50 pounds you weigh so that you're getting proper water uptake for all 11 body systems so that they are being hydrated and restored properly. So here with oxidative stress, right, you've had too many free radicals, you're starting to become more and more acidic, dehydrated, you have certain lifestyle things that you consume and do that are very acidic, you're starting to notice that your body's breaking down. This is not age, this is not genetic, this is something that you need to take a look and take responsibility for. This is your water, your nutrition, your sleep, and your exercise. So let's say you've got the sleep and exercise, that's good. Your nutrition is good. Well, why not take a look at your water? Because we know all the 11 body systems require a certain amount of water. And if you know anybody that has any of these symptoms in this slide, start them on the water and then work from there, because you need to work on the foundation. If you don't have the proper foundation and they're drinking tap water or bottled water, reverse osmosis, Santivia, alkaline water, they're going to be unwell. So you really need to make sure that people understand that you need to be drinking negative charged water. That is the proper negative charged water, so that you're having your body voltage in the proper spectrum for healthy cell development when you turn them over every 25 days. And if you decide not to listen and you decide not to drink water and you keep participating in all the acidic beverages, this is the outcome. Acidosis. This is the outcome for everybody. You cannot run from this. However, it goes to your weakest areas first. So you could be someone that's having issues with your central nervous system. So you'll have some of those side effects. It could be muscular, those side effects, intestinal. It could be respiratory, heart, or gastric. Acidosis is a very real condition that we treat here in Vitality Wellness, but we need to raise your alkalinity by restoring electrons to your valence shell. We need to get you hydrated at the cellular level, and we need to get your nutrition optimized at the cellular level. And so that was what you need to do in order to improve. So if you're a little bit skeptic like I was when I first started, I was like, water's water. I don't understand why water's different. You drink it. I felt like this was just all made up. You need to test it yourself then. Go on Amazon, purchase an ORP meter. It's the little gadget in the top right corner. It stands for Oxidation Reduction Potential. Put that in all your beverages, your tea, your coffee, your sodas, your waters, your bottled waters, any beverage, and take a look at the ORP. If it's positive charge, it's adding to the free radical oxidative stress, creating imbalance in that valence shell, and you will have cell sickness. So you will start to have underactive cells. You're going to start to feel your body and your quality of life decline. If it has a high negative charge, that means it is promoting antioxidants. And so that is something that you want in your beverages. So we have tested all of the different beverages in this slide, and you will see this later on in the presentation. So we do show it that they are positive charge, and you're giving that to your children. You're giving that to athletes, you're drinking it yourself. We encourage you to just take that out of your life for a while. Just drink this water and see how much better you can feel and how much more you can achieve in just your day-to-day base. The other thing is, if you look in the slide, you'll see negative 400. What does that mean? That means the bare minimum, the lowest ORP for our machine is negative 400 up to negative 800. That is so significant because that spectrum is where we see big change. You're not going to get that with the vitamin C and the green tea and the greens and the cod liver oil. That's only about negative 100 to 200. It's not strong enough, it's not powerful enough to see a physical change on your acidity levels and your oxidized free radical levels. So if you want to see a change, you want to see a huge improvement, the water is superior to everything else on the market, even nutrition. So we did a bit of a study, and we wanted to compare green tea, like the real Japanese green tea, to 1 glass of Kangen water in terms of ORP. And we discovered that 1 glass of Kangen water that had an ORP of negative 800 would equal to the amount of 744,635 cups of green tea for antioxidants. That is insane. So just putting that into perspective, I'm not going to drink that much green tea. I'm sure you aren't. 1 cup of Kangen water will do that. So you can already see from a scientific test that the Kangen water is superior to green tea, other teas, You can test this yourself with an ORP meter, and we challenge you to do that. So here it's really important that people understand we are not talking about alkaline water. We are talking about water that raises your cellular voltage by donating electrons to your valence shell, which naturally raises your overall pH. pH stands for potential hydrogens. We are alkalining the body systems by raising the pH, but we're not doing it with alkaline water. We're doing it with water that holds a strong electronegative charge. That's very important. Alkaline water has different chemicals added to the water as a buffer to raise the pH, which can create issues with your liver, kidneys, and gallbladder. That is not what we are doing. We're not doing that. But if you look at the pH scale, what we are doing through manipulating electronegativity is we are getting your body back to balance. So most people are partaking in fast food once in a while, or different types of sodas or coffee or alcohol. Even if it's only once a week, they're still partaking in it. And so their body over time, because your body keeps score and it's the straw that broke the camel's back, eventually your body does get weaker and weaker and weaker over time because of the acidity and the positive charged electronegativity. So that positive charge will start to create free radicals and antioxidant and oxidative stress. So we don't want to be in the red to yellow section. That is the section where you're going to start to notice quality of life go down, possible diseases, illnesses, even death. You do not want to be in that spectrum. You want to be in the green to blue spectrum. The green to blue essentially is where your body thrives. You don't get sick. You have endless amounts of energy. Your bowels work. Your body system works. You feel great in the gym. Your mood is good. Your hormones are good. All of that, and your body heals itself. When you raise the electronegativity of the body to a proper stable state within that spectrum, your body knows what to do. Your body is brilliant and it knows how to heal itself. So then there's like the one with the video. I don't think I need to talk with that one because there's so I'll skip that one. So when you are an athlete or somebody that wants to start working out, but maybe you don't have the energy, when you start drinking this water, you are hydrating on the cellular level. All of a sudden, you're sleeping better, your cravings start to go away, you start to have more energy, you have more buoyancy, and you'll also notice that you'll detox better because toxins are stored in fat cells, and your body doesn't really want to release the fat cells into the bloodstream because it doesn't want to poison itself. And so when you're drinking this water, it actually pulls the toxins out of the fat cells, shrinking the fat cells, and then you will actually be able to remove that through your lymph and through your bowels. And so you'll notice a huge transition within your body composition. You'll look different, you'll feel different, your skin will glow, and also you'll notice that you'll actually have more energy when you're in the gym, and it also supports breaking down lactic acid. Remember the slide with the body systems. Your muscles are 75% water. Your bones are 65 to 75% water. So it's really important if you want to have a healthy skeletal and muscle system, you need to make sure that your water is bioavailable on the cellular level. So I have a lot of clients that do come in to see me for insomnia, or maybe they're up multiple times a night. Maybe they get hot flashes. Their sleep is disturbed. Their REM is disturbed, which is rapid eye movement. You do need to go through multiple REM cycles, about 4 to 5 a night, so that your cells in your body and your nervous system can get the rest and recovery it needs to perform for another 12 to 18 hours for you. Your body needs rest. It needs sleep. Women need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and men need about 7 hours or more. What people don't realize is the more testosterone you have, the less sleep you need because you're going to have quicker recovery. Women, on the other hand, we have less testosterone. We need more sleep. So women need an extra 2 hours sleep on men. So just take that into consideration. The other thing you want to think about is this water works on the hypothalamus in the brain, which is connected to all the body systems, and the thyroid. So the hypothalamus is part of allowing us to get into our rapid eye movement, having proper quality sleep and proper circadian rhythm. And so when you have plaque buildup, in different segments of the brain, this can actually affect your ability to unwind, decompress, your mind starts to race, and you're not able to go into that deep REM sleep. Maybe you have a hard time falling asleep, staying asleep, waking up constantly, or getting that 7 to 9 hour spectrum. So when we start hydrating, we're actually supporting brain development and function and connection, and we're moving all the heavy metals and the toxins and the plaque that is creating an underactivity within the brain and circadian rhythm. If you sleep more and you're getting your proper quality of sleep, your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, that also decreases, and you're running on a parasympathetic state instead of always running in fight or flight. Cortisol is correlated with fight or flight, so the higher the cortisol, the higher the fight or flight, the more exhaustion you'll have, and the more belly fat you'll have. The water, because it supports thyroid function, that also supports absorption of vitamins and minerals, and all 11 body systems, that is your temperature regulator for the hot flashes, and it also helps with all the hormone functions and balancing your hormones. So we want healthy thyroid function. I have a lot of clients that I see that are on desiccated thyroid medication or bioidenticals or Synthroid, but what we don't realize is that your thyroid requires a certain amount of ionized water bioavailable to support it, as well as it needs a certain amount of voltage, if you may, to get it functioning. If you have your cell phone plugged into a charger, but it's not plugged into the wall, it's not going to charge. Doesn't matter how fancy the charger is. You need to have it charging at both ends. Your thyroid needs to be charged up for the day. That's why we need to eat certain foods to support thyroid function. That's why we need to drink negative charged water to support thyroid function. And so if your thyroid takes a hit for long enough, you can have an underactive or an overactive thyroid developing autoimmune conditions, and your whole body is in a state of chaos. So this will affect and impact you in the gym. So we want to have healthy thyroid function. If you don't have a healthy thyroid, let's have a discussion and we can get you on the road to recovery. So this is really important in terms of your cells. Your cells are not perfectly round. There is a little opening at the top called an aquaporin. In 2003, Peter Green discovered that aquaporins existed. He did get a Nobel Prize. He discovered that water has to be a certain charge to get absorbed by the cell, activating the mitochondria so that it can perform its functions and pull toxins out. Bioavailability of water is congruent with electronegativity of water, which is the charge. And so this is that lock and key method. If you have the wrong charge and the wrong structure of the water, it can't penetrate as well, so it's a forced reaction. You'll have about 5 to 18% absorption, but that's all you'll be running on. And if you look at a person running on 18%, they're not going to be having a good quality of life. So charge is really important. And back to the toxins, remember, we talked about this. Fat cells have toxins that are stored in there. The more toxins you have, the more fat cells you'll develop, because your body doesn't want those toxins to come in contact with your body, so it's protecting it from your body. So as you start to detox with the water penetrates the fat cells, pulls out those heavy metals and those toxins that are creating hormone dysregulation, also known as an endocrine disruptor. And so those toxins now have a safe passageway to exit the body through the lymph and the bowels and the urine. So now that there's a safe passageway, now your fat cells can shrink, and you'll start to see a huge transition within the stubborn old fat that is sitting in certain body parts that you might not want. And so you'll see a huge change in your body composition by having a well-balanced diet, a little bit of exercise, and just changing the water, so now that it has a proper exit to leave the body. So water plays a huge role on your microbiome. Tap water is full of chlorine, it's highly positive charged, and it has other contaminants, which destroys your microbiome, your probiotics, everything, and it actually causes the dysbiosis, so too much bad pathogens and not enough good. So if you have too many bad pathogens like fungus, virus, candida, mold, parasites, bacteria, etc., you're going to have different cravings. When those are thriving, those pathogens are thriving, which are the bad pathogens, you're going to have mood swings, you're going to have cravings, you're going to have aches and pains. The candida is going to release mycotoxins, which is going to trigger your if you are somebody with like endometriosis or joint pain or IBS or diverticulitis or Crohn's, colitis, all this kind of stuff, we need to have a healthy microbiome. IBS, like everything with the microbiome is so crucial to your water. So if you're someone that is overeating, getting cravings, constant binging, bloating, constipation, mood swings, you could have an imbalance in your microbiome. So the water comes in very gently. You do go through a Herxheimer reaction where it starts to wipe out all the bad pathogens, restoring the healthy microbiome. So now you have a strong gut, and now you can absorb nutritious food properly, transport, and you can actually expel waste better. So the bodily functions improve when the microbiome improves, because the bad microbiome, they're not helping you. They poop, they pee, they throw off the pH because the gut-brain is connected. It's creating plaque buildup within the brain. So you're going to have a lot of chaos within the body systems. But when you have a healthy microbiome because of the water and then the nutrition, now you're setting the foundation and the stage for healthy cellular optimization within the rest of the body systems, and you can repeat that within the cell blueprint because your cells turn over every 25 days. Now you have a healthy cell blueprint, so you're going to progressively get better, not progressively get worse. So now, as a man and a woman, you have about 9 hormones that we can discuss another time, but one of those hormones is called leptin. Leptin is your fat hormone. That is the one that causes you to store fat. And so women will have higher leptin levels when they're pregnant, breastfeeding, and so that happens naturally. However, if someone has had an injury and now they're on bed rest for multiple months, they might be eating poorly, less exercise, less movement. So as you start to gain weight, then your leptin levels will start to increase as well. And so when they're increasing, you're going to gain more and more fat, and sometimes leptin levels can get stuck. And so it's very important to bring those leptin levels back down if you want to see a change in your body composition. So here at the clinic, we do use the water with the balanced diet, following your macros, getting your steps and sleep, proper nutrition that is best for you and your needs. But we have an amazing product that is all natural, and this product is called our leptin modulator. It regulates your leptin levels to bring them back down, and all of our clients that have been on this product have been very successful. They have seen tremendous change when following the balanced lifestyle, the water, and adding in the leptin. So this will suppress appetite, sugar cravings, go and target the stubborn fat, supporting your blood sugar, and helps with mental clarity and energy. So we have seen this here at the clinic. So if you are interested, feel free to reach out to Vitality Wellness or the person that showed you this video. So we keep talking about cellular bioavailability. It always goes back to charge and structure. So regular water that comes from your tap or your bottled water, your fridge filter, your Brita filter, or whatever filter you've got, if it's not being ionized, and you're not having the specific ionization that has been patented by Kangen itself, then you might just have a regular ionizer, which is not the same. You're not going to have the full access of the water into the mitochondria. So the other waters could be positive charge, adding to the acid and inflammation and free radical damage, resulting in higher oxidized cells, lowering your quality of life. This will also limit absorption of nutrition and vitamins and minerals that you're taking from your supplements or from your food. And so you're not getting as much as you need. And this has been recorded and studied by Dr. Victor Ross, PhD, biological chemistry at MIT. He has been able to prove that 18% of hydration only happens from regular water, up to 18%. Whereas when he studied Kangen water, he noticed it does have the high negative charge. It does have the ability to penetrate through the blood-brain barrier because it has those really, really tiny, tiny hydrogens that are free-floating. And so that is now bioavailability increases, as well as being able to penetrate the blood-brain barrier compared to other antioxidants that are just too big. It also raises overall alkalinity because most people have an unbalanced diet or lifestyle, so they're kind of harboring in that acidic range. So by introducing the negative charged water, you are creating cellular support of those valence shell electrons. So he does prove that your water, drinking Kangen water, has a bioavailability of 85 to 95%. And here at the clinic, we have seen those ranges as well, and we have had tremendous results and testimonials. We do have a YouTube channel full of testimonials that we will share at the end, and so you're more than welcome to take a look and see all the transparency there. So here in my practice, I do see people come in all the time and they tell me, oh, I'm just getting old, or oh, it's just age. No, it's not. It's voltage. You're using your body 24/7, and so you need to recharge. Just like you use your cell phone, you need to recharge. And so what does that mean? Well, the lower the voltage, the more prone you are to being sick or diseased, right? So we want to make sure that we're running on high voltage. So here is just a quick little snapshot of Dr. Jerry Tennant. He's an MD. He studied the pH and voltage. Healing is voltage. You can read his book. He studied that all your cells must operate normally at negative 22 millivoltage to be in synergy. However, in order for your cells to heal, they need to be at a little bit higher, so a little bit more electronegative. They need to be at negative 50 millivoltage. The other end of the spectrum, if you look back at the video with the ORP test, with the different beverages, some were really highly positive, like the energy drinks and the sports drinks and the sodas, things like that. Those had a positive 300-400. And cancer turns on at positive 30. So positive 30, and you're consuming beverages that are positive 300 to 400 every day. Do the math. You're just inviting free radicals into the body, creating oxidized cells, and eventually that cell blueprint, because your cells turn over every 25 days, eventually you're going to have underactive cells, and eventually you're going to get sick. It's just a matter of time. So here we're going to talk about how do you avoid all those harmful chemicals in your home, the Windex, the bleach, all the pesticides on your produce, the mouthwash, the shampoo, the conditioner. You can download the Yucca app. It has a barcode reader. You can look into all the different products to see if they're safe. If you can't find something safe, then this machine also does it, which is pretty cool. Our machine has 7 different buttons. One is the 2.5, the 6.0, 8.5, 9.5. So there's a bunch of different buttons. However, it also has a 11.5 feature. And so we will talk about how you can replace your household cleaners, your bleaches, your mouthwash, your shampoos, your conditioners, everything, your laundry soap, everything with this water, because now we're manipulating the electronegativity. So it is actually going to do what all those other chemicals do, but naturally, without doing harm to you, your body, and your children, and your family, and without doing any harm to your cells. It's just about manipulating the charge and the structure. So this slide is crucial. Take a picture, and this water 11.5 is great for the list below. So the 11.5 is great for a makeup remover, carpet cleaner, washing your clothes, reducing any sort of pain or bruising, injuries. So it has so many benefits. Feel free to take a picture. This is a patient of mine who had MRSA, flesh-eating disease, and we used 2.5 and 9.5 water. We got him off sugar, and we focused more on a green vegetable and protein diet. And we saw just in 5 days how his flesh-eating disease had actually improved. And so this individual was supposed to get his legs amputated, and just by introducing the water and changing his diet, we were able to prevent him from losing his limbs. So the water machine also produces another water. It is the 2.5, which is 7 times stronger than bleach, used in hospitals in Europe and Japan to clean medical devices and medical equipment. It's great for pink eye, acne, psoriasis, eczema, sore throat, and it cleans any surface. We use it for restaurants or spas or gyms to clean and sanitize. You can also use it for the bathrooms or the kitchens. So this is a great use of this water. So some more great uses of this water: mouthwash, fungal infections, warts, food poisoning. It is stronger than bleach, also great for sinus infections. So feel free to take a picture. So this water machine has all these different buttons and uses. So it's not just drinking water that is ionized that you are consuming. It's also all the different levels of water that is being manipulated by its electronegativity. This is something that we use here at Vitality Wellness. So if you do want to have a free trial or you want to try the water, you want more information, please reach out to us so that we can help serve you. We do offer a free 2-week water trial. We have loaner machines. However, we also sell the machine. So if you are interested in purchasing the machine, it is 100% tax deduction when you purchase from our clinic. We give you a tax form, so feel free to reach out for more information, or you can reach out to the person that shared this video with you. And lastly, thank you so much for your time, and we encourage you to reach out if you have any questions. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, our website, our YouTube channel. We have tons of testimonials. We also have a Dropbox with 250,000 testimonials that are published by medical doctors. You can look up ERW Water on PubMed. So please, if you are going to research anything about this water, do not look up alkaline water and do not look up different types of ionized water. You want to look up ERW water. Google's not your friend. Wikipedia is not your friend. Go to PubMed and look up ERW water, or we can give you access to all of our testimonials that you can take a look at, or you can have your own personal experience with a free water trial. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your questions. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you found value in this, and I hope you learned some things.